It's not always easy to see how much expectation we carry into the moment or into the day or just overall into our relationships, into our life. You see, it's like every moment that you've ever been disappointed is a moment in which you have carried usually an unconscious expectation towards the situation, right? And of course, in Miracles talks about this when it says that you don't know your own best interests. What it's saying there is it's saying that even when you think like, oh, this is the outcome that I want, in our subconscious or in our, let's say, altered mode and state, as Neville talks about in all the different states that we occupy, we carry different interests and different intentions. And when one state seemingly gets what it wants, the other state maybe gets something the opposite of what it wants. So when we operate within this ego framework, we are bound to experience disappointment ongoingly. Yeah. As Byron Katie says, but only every time. So, what's the solution for this? The first step is really about becoming aware that this is actually happening. It's not just that life or your partner or your teacher or your preacher or whoever you're working with, that they are insufficient human beings, right? Or that they are out to, mess it up for you. I'm really coming to see that there is no real negative intention towards any one individual person. Are there negative intentions? Yes. Do those negative intentions target you specifically or me? No, they don't. I think they operate more like magnetic fields. So when an individual's makeup is such that they are attractive to these energies then, of course, begin to interact with you and be drawn to you, and you experience these various levels of discord. All of the various demons, so to speak, that Buddha talked about, right? All of the various temptations that Jesus talked about, they're not personal. And this is, again, something that Joel Goldsmith has based his entire Infinite Way on, right? That as soon as we depersonalize what he called evil, when you depersonalize it, when you see it as basically like an inherent blind force, so to speak, of duality, that it is something that arises, but it is arising as a shadow. It is arising as an appearance. It is arising only to pass away. And so when this becomes obvious, when this becomes like clear to us, and we can see in the moment where, right, some kind of defensiveness comes up, some kind of a sense of like being wronged, anything basically that requires forgiveness. The moment that comes up, if we can begin to develop the eye to see, the inner eye to see that what is playing out is almost like a chemical reaction. It is a stimulus and response, stimulus and response. It's automatic, it's impersonal. Then we begin to see that innocence that A Course in Miracles expounds upon, that says, oh, this is our true nature. It is the true nature of all things. And yet, we see at the level of appearances that there's a constant turning, that there's a constant seeming competition and something to defend against, something attacking, something being emerging, right? And something breaking down and deconstructing. This war of opposites, right? This polarity of dualities, it only appears to be a conflict at the level at which we look at it through the lens of duality and personhood or personalization, right? When we take things personally, they appear to be negative intentions aimed towards us. But A Course in Miracles assures us time and time again in every single lesson that it is only my own condemnation that injures me. It is only my own attack thoughts that can assail my invulnerability. In other words, what I want to happen is what happens, including when I seemingly say, oh, I don't want this to happen. I want to have the experience of saying, I don't want this to happen, and it happened anyway, right? So, this is the nature of the dream of this wish fulfilling gem that is the mind. So, coming back to that core thread of expectations, right? Sometimes you might start your day with the most beautiful intentions, and you might notice something very simple, that you didn't really take the time to communicate them, that you assumed that things would go a certain way, and that if people really loved you and cared for you, then they would act in that direction, right? This is pure conjecture of a very infantile aspect of our mind. We call that, sometimes in psychology, we call that the magical child, right? There's an aspect of us that's just like this, oh my God, everything's amazing. It's going to go like this, it's going to go like this. But it's ungrounded. It doesn't have any stability. It's just constantly, essentially, reaching out for um, like an out of pattern interval that somehow is always going to go in the way that that personality wants it to go. Not to say that personality doesn't have sway. There's even a whole book called The Magical Personality, right? It's by one of the Seth material books. Personality can do everything in terms of manufacturing this personal reality. Yeah. I mean, the entire works that Joe Dispenza puts out is about how we use our personality to create or deconstruct our personal reality. So what we want to take to heart here is this cultivation of awareness. Not just be like, ah, it's all fine, it's all non-dual, but to really take a look and stop gaslighting yourself with various levels of spiritual bypass and really see, are you crossing your T's and dotting your I's at the base foundational level of just navigating human communication and relationship? Are you actually communicating your intentions in a way that are heard by others, and you know that they're heard? It's not doesn't mean that everybody's going to do what you want them to do, but did you at least make it clear and explicit what your expectations are going into the moment? Or did you at least make it clear and explicit to yourself? Because many times we don't even do that. And then we walk around feeling butthurt about things that are unfolding in our life. We're judging the people around us. We are having this mind storm that we've given room to. We've given um, the fuel for that fire by the way we have navigated our day, right? So this is a call to responsibility, not to guilt. It's like you have a power, and your power enables you to live life beautifully. So living life beautifully is not about forcing the world to look like you want it to look. It is about being in alignment with yourself and being in clarity and knowing that what you are bringing forth, when you have incongruencies inside of your mind, when you have incongruencies between your speech, your vision, your expression through your body, then those incongruencies are going to manifest in your experience, and you're going to see them out there, because perception is projection. Everything that we have within, that's a whole beautiful point of this dream, is that it gets expressed and you can see it out on the screen. And when you see it out on the screen, you see, ah, there it is. And when you want to change it, because the whole game is really about what? About learning to see differently, about choosing again, right? And being able to choose finally what we actually want, which is love, and not any of the thousand flavors of fear, right? So when we begin to really embrace this journey, not just at the level of this like high intellectual spirituality, but at a very grounded level of making choices that are aligned with bliss, with excitement, with fulfillment, with truth, with integrity, and being able to, at the very core basic level, be aware of your expectations going into any experience, and being able to relate to them, either dismiss them or express them, but not to um, suppress them, hide them from yourself, and then catch these ongoing triggers. And you're like, why is this happening? And it's happening because your inside and your outside are out of alignment and accord with each other. And so reality is manifesting this discord. So anyway, that's what was on my mind today, and I wanted to bring that to you because I think it's so popular these days to get lost in really lofty concepts and really miss a clear and easy foundation, and then try to find all these magical solutions to something basic that doesn't require manifestation. It requires your intention and attention and presence in the moment. Okay. So if this resonated with you, I'd love to hear about your journey in the comments below. What stood out to you through this conversation, this contemplation? And, as I've been sharing in many of the shorts that I've been putting out recently, we have such a unique structure to our personality. And these things, such as, for example, not speaking our expectations or not speaking our intentions or not being transparent or clear or um, even carrying certain levels of expectation, this is very unique to the way that our particular personality is constructed. And the personality is constructed based on how all the universe is in the moment that you come in, right? And that's typically called things like astrology or gene keys or human design. But what it's really talking about is it's looking at the snapshot of creation or of the universe, this one that we're occupying. And it's helping us to see what were the ingredients that were the the springboard for this. Yeah. And when you can see that, then things that felt like you couldn't even see them because they seem like they are you suddenly begin to see them as objects. What is the them? The them is your personality traits, the patterns that you are living out that you used to call, that's just me. It's not you. You has no pattern. You is infinite consciousness, right? So all of the strife and the negativity and the pain and the suffering, they're carrying levels of distortion, and this distortion is embedded in our very makeup. So if you're interested in really being able to step out of the personality in such a way as to reveal these structures and then be able to use them to navigate reality and make new choices in a way that ends the loops that are causing you suffering, that literally helps you to wake up and up level, not in some kind of like weird new age way, but in literal lucid awareness of, oh, wow, that's just a pattern. That's not me. I don't need to defend that anymore. If you're interested in that, go to Mirror-Protocol. The link is in the description below. And I want you to at least experience what I've called the free glimpse in the mirror, which is going to give you a strand of that bigger tapestry, which is the pattern of your life as it relates to any particular loop or any area in which you struggle. So go ahead and check that out and experience it for yourself and share with me the impact that that has brought to you. I have been having such incredible testimonials and experiences coming back, not only from my own life, but also from the initial founding cohort of the Mirror Protocol. So I hope this has served you. I am going to link another video up here that you're going to also really enjoy if this journey of awakening through true self-responsibility is a calling for you. Okay? Until next time, take great care, and I'll see you again soon.